Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Friday pre-market prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. We've got a lot to discuss. Earnings overnight, ROKU, Applied Materials. I want to get to APPN. We got Uber losing a key lawsuit in the UK down in the pre-market. IBM may spin off the unit into a SPAC, maybe. I'm not quite sure. ARK Invest bought a ton of Palantir yesterday, so we're going to talk about Palantir this morning as well. Two guests on our radar. First up, it is Friday. That means Markus Heitkoetter will join us. He is the founder of Rockwell Trading. And Jason Raznick will be on after that at around 8:45. Today's show is also sponsored by Rockwell Trading. Trade what you see, not what you think. Learn more, go to rockwelltrading.com/Benzinga. Put the link up on the screen. There it is. Let's bring Joel on now and his charts. Joel, how are we doing this morning?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We had quite the turnaround overnight. Had a dip off that close, got the 38.90 and a quarter, and then turned it around. Went from being 20 handles in the green to almost 20 in the red to 20 in the green. So here on this options expiration Friday, there's a lot of jockeying for position. We'll see what these imbalances push us in one way or another. One number only. Someone asked me on Twitter, is the top in? And I'm going to say no. And closing above 39.31 would give me a double no. Current high 28.75. Crude down a buck, 59.46. $1.07. That's just peeling off. Saudis are going to be pumping out some more. Gold and silver going opposite directions. Gold down $1.70 at 17.73.20. Silver up 13 cents. Let's call it 27.20. Bitcoin, another quiet day here. Running into problems a little bit in the 53,000 handle. We got a couple highs right there, right around 53,000. But you know what? We're bid up at that area. So you know what that means. Getting ready to rev the jets and make a new high in Bitcoin. So Triple D, when you have the screens, you turn them off at 8 o'clock. Yeah. And we're looking kind of red.
Yeah.
And then you wake up at, I don't know, you didn't get up at 4 today, did you?
Yeah, I'm up all night. I just wake up because I got to go to the bathroom, and then I got to put a log in the fire because I'm staying at my cottage right now because we know I sold my house and I'm waiting for my other house to build. So it's one of those. I'm heating. Yeah, this house, the whole basement's heated by wood stoves. So I got to get up in the middle of the night and throw logs in the fire. It's fun when you're at your cottage in the winter. I've never stayed at my cottage in the winter before, but kind of feel like a woodsman.
What about upstairs?
It's got a natural gas fireplace, so that helps a bit. So upstairs takes care of itself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're hardcore here. Wood. Heating with wood. Chopping wood. Get the axe. Wood splitter, actually, but
oh, my Lord. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyways, getting to my question, I mean, hopefully you went, I know you're always hedged. But
unfortunately, yes, I am hedged. I wish I was just long. You should just be net long all the time. But you know what? I've been going, and like I said, I've been biased to be net long here for the last month because it's like we're up every day. Well, the last couple of days I've been getting burned doing that. So what do I do last night? I hedge. And what do I do wrong? Hedge. Because if you were just flat out long, naked buying the dip, you'd be like laughing here this morning because all the losses from after hours last night turned to gains. You had a bunch of stocks trading deeply in the red last night, like Riot and Mara. They're all way up here this morning. So it's just like last night after hours didn't happen. So, and everybody else that, just ignored after hours last night is doing well here this morning. If you were buying after hours last night, you're doing very well here this morning because everything, again, is ripping back higher. Buy the dip wins again. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it?
Do we want to get Kathy out of the way?
Yeah, let's get her out of the way right off the hop. Spencer, okay. This is your cue.
All right, let me pull up the ARK Invest email right now. Biggest takeaway from yesterday, actually, for those of you keeping track of the time, it came in my inbox at 6:29 p.m. Eastern time.
Because we were yelling at her for it.
Right. Well, not we. What is this?
Me.
We.
Just
me.
me.
You.
I was complaining.
All right. Yesterday, 5.2 million shares of Palantir were added to the ARKK fund.
Mm-hmm.
That represents half of 1% of the entire fund. What else do we have? She was buying Experience Investment Corp, EXPC. She added that to ARKQ.
Yeah.
At 175,000 shares of that. I'm sorry. No, you don't care about the sales, so let's skip that. Added 186,000 shares of AbbVie, which we know she's been buying, to the ARKG fund.
Yeah.
That's not new. Well, none of these are really new.
None of them are new. MASS was the first time I saw that one. Have you seen her buy MASS before?
No,
that was a newer one.
No, I don't know. But again, 6,000 shares. It's not like
but it's a new name. They don't look at the number; they look at the name. This thing actually is trading up. It's bid 67 right now, which would put it up $3, which would put it up 5%. Best offers up at 69.98. It's had some odd lots trading over 70 here this morning. Yeah. I don't think it's going to go that high, but I mean, this is the insanity of this market. It has a bad day yesterday, and the stock's trying to get all of its losses back because Kathy bought a few shares on the dip. I mean, this is just the insanity of this market. I would be selling this if I owned it into this because yesterday was an ugly sell-off in the stock, and if it gets anywhere near 70 today, we do have options expiration as well. I think it's a good short. So, again, this is just for trading, just for day trading, just my opinion as well, but I would be selling into this pop if I owned the stock.
Also, this one gave a nice setup yesterday. Maybe Kathy's listening to the show because we're talking about 25 since the beginning of the week, and you got a dip under 25 right in the area of these lows and bounced around. So same area. I think you get back near that area. You'll probably find buyers ahead of it just because it had. I don't know if it's going to 26.72 to go red. Now the question is, is this going to be the low for the move? Is it going to be protected 24.50? Is it only going to give you one shot before it goes back up? And who knows? Let's see. See if you get like some 25.20 lows or 25.60 lows, but you got a number you can lean on now. It's just one low. So I'd like to see at least a couple of other in that area. But that's it, man. Now the other ones I didn't look at the EXPC. I don't think I've ever heard of that stuff.
No, she buys that every day.
Yeah.
It's up a bit,
I didn't
but she's
finish
been buying
going through. There was a couple more that IRDM she's been buying, or Iridium Communications. Yeah, she added that to ARKK, added more of that to ARKK. Palantir was the big one, like I said. She bought 5. It's not every day she buys over 1 million shares.
No, that's a big buy.
So she bought 5.2 million shares of Palantir on the dip.
She liked her 25 level, Joel.
Listen, so how about real quick? We'll throw one in here because I know this stock has been giving some people a hard time. Clover Health, not looking healthy since that short report. What are we doing? We got anything going on today? Up 11 cents. I mean, what I could say is got a couple lows in this area, 10.56, and
you got the 10 because it was a SPAC.
Yeah.
So but remember, it's no longer a SPAC, so your 10 floor isn't there anymore. And that's what I've warned about SPACs before. When pre-deal, they seem to have a floor at 10 because if they don't get a deal after 2 years, it gets your money back. Once it got a deal, then that's off the table. So you think you got support at 10, and maybe technically you do, but you don't have that SPAC, like, floor that, this is pre-deal. This is not pre-deal anymore. So just keep that in mind. I mean, also keep in mind, I sold the stock after it popped up, which was actually one of the few good sales that I've made because all of your sales are always bad because the stocks keep going higher. But here's it's everybody's caught in this. I mean, it's like RKT. Everybody's caught in them. When they stay down and they don't rally with the overall market, it's tough. It needs a catalyst. And, we obviously had, who's the social media guy that runs this one? That ran the IPOC and the IPOD and the IPOE. The crazy outspoken person. What's his name?
Chamath.
How do you say it? Chamath?
It's Chamath Palihapitiya.
Chamath was talking the stock, talking Clover Health up about a week and a half ago, and that's when you saw the 11 to the 13. It was another selling opportunity. So, I mean, he can't seem to get the thing kickstarted either. So, I don't know what turns it around. Same thing with RKT. Is there some value here? Who knows? Nobody cares about value. They care about momentum. This market is built on momentum. And when the momentum breaks, the stocks stay in the gutter for a long time. RKT has no momentum. It had a little momentum from the short squeeze, and that was a selling opportunity. CLOV has no momentum. Is it going to have support at 10? It might. There's technical support there. But again, you're not buying momentum here. So what has been working is the stocks that are going up from the bottom left of your chart to the top right of your chart. And once they break trend, they sometimes break trend for a while. So one concerning thing with the overall market is a lot of stocks have been breaking trend. So a lot of Momo names have been breaking trend. There's still a lot of them holding on, but I mean, if you're a momentum player, you're not in the stock. And that's why now it's all of a sudden, okay, oh yeah, it's a value play. But, you know, value investors, you know, look at this and, you know, there's probably, I haven't looked at the fundamentals of it, so I can't even comment on it. But I would imagine it's, you know, it's a newer company. So there's probably not a lot of earnings to look at here yet.
With the Rocket in the UWMC, are you pairing them or just shorting both?
Huh?
Are you pairing UWMC?
Okay.
United Mortgage Holdings?
Yeah, no, I don't even trade UWMC, $8 stock. Yeah. No, I don't follow UWMC at all, sorry.
Well, you should, when you think of Rocket, you should.
It's a good call. The charts kind of look the same, so maybe I got to do some research and add that to my pairs universe. I'll write it down, but I've never traded those two together. You found a relationship that I didn't realize, Joel.
It's the same business.
There is one.
Well, the chart looks like it too, so I just wrote it down.
And it was a SPAC, and it got the pop, and it's also in Michigan.
It's a newer issue. I don't follow it, but I need to.
Okay.
You know,
I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
No, for sure. Thank you, and I appreciate that as well. So UWMC, I mean, that's an ugly chart too. So Rocket, UWMC, they do look like they're trading together. I don't know. Rocket has been down here at this $20 level for so long. We get Raz's thoughts on it. I mean, he's still long it. There's, you know, I thought there was value in this for a long time too. I stayed in this for 6 months. It got the ridiculous pop on the short squeeze when we were squeezing everything at Wall Street Bets, and I was like, okay, well, this is my chance. And I sold it at 23 and 24 into that short squeeze. And it actually went to over 25 like a couple days later, so I didn't get the top. But then it's leaked out again. I mean, the short squeeze trade died off, at least, you know, short term in all these stocks. So, you know, it's a victim of that as well. And you have new bag holders in there too, people who are coming in and saying, oh, this is a squeeze play, this thing's going to 30, and they bought it at 23, 24, 25. Well, they're all caught now too. So many people caught long this makes it difficult. I mean, this is why we love stocks making new all-time highs, because there's no overhead supply. There's no
Everyone's
pain.
happy.
Yeah, everyone's happy. So there's no sellers. Every time Rocket comes back a little bit, the person that bought it at 21 2 days ago is like, please give me my money back. The person that bought it at 2050, please give me my money back. Because that's the mentality of the market. They don't want to take losses. That's, you know, it's just loss aversion. It's right back to behavioral finance that you took in your, you know, in your, well, if you did your CFA, but if you took it in your finance, you know, 3rd level course, it's behavioral finance. There's a whole course on this. And it works. I mean, we talk about this all the time, loss aversion. Investors do not want to take losses. That is why most investors lose. Or most, you know, and the market's going up, you know, it helps. But in the long run, traders that don't take losses end up with bigger losses and end up eventually with a portfolio of losers. We talked about this before. In a bull market, you don't see this. But if you're unwilling to take a loss, eventually, in normal markets, your portfolio will be full of losers.
A new listener, I believe, Track the Unknown, let us know how long you've been listening to the show and how you found us. He brought up Loan Depot as a new listing. And that, you know, so there's competition. I've
What's
seen
the symbol on that?
LDI.
Oh, you guys are giving me all new stocks here today. I've never even brought this stock up before. Oh, no wonder. It's 5 days old.
Right, I know. I'm just
it's 5
maybe
days
just
old.
Perceiving competition,
Yeah.
you know, for Rocket. And I saw their commercials, and they're good. They're good commercials. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of it's interesting that you don't have any mortgage companies or the big mortgage companies coming public, and then they all three come public within, what, 6 months or a year? It's interesting. They want to cash out, I guess. But we'll keep an eye on all these three and see what the relationships are. We're hanging
Going
out.
back to Palantir, I just had some thoughts here.
Sure.
It is a ridiculous pop this morning, in my opinion. There's a lot of bag holders still stuck in this. I know the 25 level we talked about, we bounced there. That is nice support. It coming in and shorting at 26.85. It's tough. We do have an options expiration here as well, but we do have precedence here too. She bought 1.5 million shares 2 days ago. Stock went from 28 to 30, and they completely sold it. So do they sell the PLTR pop again? I tend to think so, but because you're at such a key support level that it bounced off of, I may be, you know, I part of me wants to just come here and short it. The locate was actually tough last night. I thought about it. But I haven't yet. So I'm just sitting here looking, but it's a nice bounce. You know, you're getting a 6.75% Kathy bounce here this morning. That's a gift.
Let's see here. So you are above the top of yesterday's range. So if you're chasing it and you're buying it, you may see that 26.31 in a heartbeat. It spiked over 27.50, but what I'll say, I'm like, something's telling me right now, like a little birdie in my head said, see what happens at the 2-day close at 27.08. Like if I had this and I did the Kathy buy, or I had this, I'd be saying, man, can this get over that close from Wednesday? Can this get to the pre-market high? The pre-market high came in at 27.67. Can it get to there? Can it get to 28? That's what I'd be looking for. And then if it didn't, if it goes like to 27.10 and then comes back down through the open, then I'd say, the party's over, and I'd look for the closing price at 26.31. So 27 and a half area.
Yeah, there you go. And I think that might be a good selling area too. One thing to consider is that this is not surprising that she bought, a lot of, it's maybe the size of her buy is surprising because she bought a lot of stock, but she bought Palantir on the dip the other day. It was very anticipated that she was probably going to buy the dip again. And so you have a lot of traders who are actually buying that ahead of that. I mean, I had multiple people in my feed, is Kathy going to buy it? So a lot of people were anticipating that. If you're buying it here this morning up 7%, you're buying it from the people who were anticipating that she was going to buy it. So just be careful chasing it up 7% this morning. You love Palantir. We like the 25 level. We talked about it. It was probably the buy yesterday. Do you get another shot back there? I tend to think so. So I don't think you have to hurry in here and chase it up 7%. If you miss it, you miss it. I don't lose money on the trades I miss. I lose money, on the trades that I buy and they go down. So just be careful chasing something up 7% because Kathy's bought it.
Someone's saying also she might have been short, but I don't.
She doesn't short stocks.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I've never seen her. She doesn't have any shorts, does she, Spencer? Spencer's
I don't know if
I've never seen a short on her closed holdings.
Why
I don't
would
think she short stocks?
Why wouldn't ETF? Why would you have a long ETF that's shorted?
Yeah,
so
she doesn't.
I'm just asking because someone said that, and I throw that in there.
She doesn't short stock.
Let's just throw in a random ticker here, and I know I've seen it over the last couple days. Unity Software.
Kathy was buying this one too for a while.
Not yesterday,
buying it.
But
yeah, she stopped buying it now. She was buying this stock. I don't know. This is broken trend. This is. What's concerning is a lot of these momentum names, Spencer, your thoughts here too. A lot of these momentum names have broken trend, and they've broken them substantially. I mean, we're being held up here still by rotation. Just as yesterday, there was some of these Momo names getting hit, and it was a little bit of an ugly day, but Amazon had a good day. So you can see that Amazon is now moving opposite to the Momo names. Apple had a little bit of a rough day, but it came back by the end of the day. So it's very interesting that you all of a sudden have a negative correlation between Amazon and all of these other smaller Momo names. So keep that in mind. I mean, SunPower, I've still got a small piece of it, but like I said, I sold the majority of my position at 53, which I wish I would have sold it all. It got to $36 yesterday. I mean, you have a lot of trades that have been working, that some of them have all of a sudden stopped working. Not all of them, but some of them, which makes me think if you're hiding out in some momentum name and it's been going up and going up and going up, maybe it's time to lighten up here a little bit because you are seeing some rotation back into a little bit of the mega cap, at least the last couple of days in value tech. And what else concerns me is I saw a headline on CNBC and they were talking about the weakness in mega cap. So when they start highlighting something we were talking about 2 weeks ago, it's usually the sign that maybe that trade's going to reverse. So because they're usually the last people to tell you about it.
I mean, this is still going down. A lot of red days. I mean, I can't see where it's coming up, but like 100, 170. This 100, I liked it. If you want to buy it on strength, let it get back up here, 135, 136, and maybe hold that. If you want to buy it on strength, if you're just looking, I see it up today. This is a tough one. It's up on a couple thousand, 56,000 shares. That's pretty good.
Somebody's selling the boat at 21.45 in the pre-market, 121.45. 77,000 shares offered on Edge right now.
They're showing
That's
it?
a huge. What's that?
Wow, they're showing it.
Yeah, they're showing it. 77,000 shares is lit right there. 21.45. Somebody wants out. That's a huge order. I mean, for this stock, that's an enormous order. You think about the entire pre-market's in 57,000 shares. It's 77,000 share order. It could take it out. You get to the regular session, it can do anything, but just keep that in mind. Somebody big fish there selling stock.
Yeah, maybe they scooped it up yesterday. It made the new low for the move, 14.97, 18.37 close. Maybe they're just a nice scalp, or maybe they've been buying it over the last 2 days and trying to get out at that 2-day close of 121.50. So I would keep an eye on that. It's I don't know, if you're taking a shot here, you think, hey, this is the low, 114.57. That's what you got to really risk down to. If you wanted to try and get it on the cheap today, maybe at the close, 18.37, and then risk down to the low. But that's an interesting order thing. Thanks for pointing that out, Triple D. That is a big order.
Do we have a guest right now? Thought we had a guest at 8:15. Did we go over him?
No,
8:30 in the background.
What time?
Where is Spencer? Not even listening. I don't know.
I was talking to myself. We have a guest at Markus is on at 8:30. We could bring him on a couple minutes early if you'd like.
No, it's fine. I just didn't want to talk over Markus. I knew Markus was coming. So
yeah, actually, okay. Markus made a great trade that he doesn't realize he made that I'm going to tell him about at 8:30. Oh. But wait, so on this subject of Momo, and this is like the catch-22, right? Yeah. It's all fun and games when you're going up, 100% in a week or two, right, or less, but it's not so fun on the back end of that hill.
No, I mean,
so cannabis is a great example, right? Tilray, someone in the chat just brought up cannabis stocks, Tilray, right?
They're all broke. They broke.
Yeah.
So you got to get again, and I have this written down. It's the Harlan Pine saying: sell your peanuts while the circus is in town. When your stock starts going up 100% a day. They're doing everything. The elephants are standing up on 2 legs. I mean, this is the time to ring the register. Tilray, 30 to 62 in 3 days. That's insanity. Anybody who bought it up there is all just mesmerized by the act, the circus act. But you know what? It ends, and these stocks usually come back down to earth. So complete gift. Take the gifts and run. I mean, there's so many stocks that were just giving out money. The problem is people think 60, it's going to 100 and the greed sets, and now it's back at 27, and the person who saw it at 60 says, well, I can't sell it now. It was at 60. And then you look at it 6 months later and it's at 15, and you're like, well, I can't sell it now. It's going to eventually come back to 60. You know what? The pot holders were rewarded because, they all came back 5 years later after, being dead money for basically, 3-4 years, since we had the pot frenzy back in like 2017. And a lot of them came back a lot. Tilray didn't get back to its 300 from 2018. Sorry, I'm wrong with the year. But it came back a lot. I mean, Afria made new all-time highs. It's unbelievable. Those are unbelievable moves. You got to take the money and run.
And
GameStop, run.
And
Bed Bath Beyond, run.
I just want to say, I don't know how many times I can say it, but you can't, when people talk about cannabis stocks, there's a big difference between the Canadians and the U.S. ones, right? There's a big difference. The Canadian stocks are the ones that are all rolled over, right? Tilray, all the ones Dennis just mentioned, Afria, Aurora, Tilray, Kronos, Canopy Growth.
Yeah.
The U.S. ones that trade on OTC markets are the ones that I am long, have not rolled over, have been in an uptrend this entire time.
But they didn't go parabolic.
No, and that's the difference. Right. They did not go parabolic.
Yeah. When they go parabolic, what we mean is, you got trend, boom! That's the upside capitulation. That's the event that tops stocks out. So often, you see a stock going up, and then boom. It's just like even the old days when we were day trading, Joel. You see the stock trending up because you got a buyer, and then boom, you have the institution, gaps up, and the institution says, I can't take it anymore. I just have to buy the stock. And that's the top. Sold to you. Those are what we were looking for. That's what gaps were running for when we used to run gap filters and stuff, or we used to run, for block trades. We were looking for the big boom, the upside capitulation. Well, that works too in the overall market on a swing trading perspective as well. Going up, and boom, you get the upside capitulation. That's your key. That's when the final act is there. That's when you sell your stock.
Harlan has to be the most mentioned person.
He's awesome.
Never get on the show. I gotta get him on.
He never responds to our emails.
Harlan.
He never responds to my emails.
I hope he's okay.
Who pissed Harlan off? Did someone piss Harlan off?
It's probably me. I'm so outside.
No, nobody pissed him off. Nobody pissed him off.
We love you, Harlan.
He
doesn't respond. He might be listening.
Doesn't respond to our emails.
No, two people I pissed off. One was some HFT guy. He was a professor. And this is pre-Spencer, and we were talking about HFT and everything, and we're going on and on and on, and it was coming up to the open, and we were kind of going back and forth, and I go, have you ever traded a stock? And he said, no, and I go, boom, interview's over. And then I ended the interview, and then they called Jason, they called Joe Young, and I don't think I had to apologize. And then the other guy
was Herb Greenberg.
Well, you should have apologized.
Well, Herb Greenberg was.
We love Herb
my
Greenberg
fault.
though.
That was
that was your fault. That was Joel's fault.
That was Dylan's fault.
That was my fault.
Was it Spencer's fault?
That was my fault. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you, Herb. We do love Herb Greenberg. He's actually a great guy. We said his company's name wrong, which wasn't a good thing to do.
No, that was my fault.
That was our fault. That was totally on us. Jason punished us for that. We didn't do the show for a couple days for that. He's like, you gotta say people's names right. So Herb, we apologize to you. We did say your company's name right. It was a new company.
Herb called him right away.
Yeah.
Called Jason.
Oh yeah, we got in major trouble for that.
Yeah.
We almost all got fired for that.
Was it Euro Pacific or something?
Don't start, Joel. Stop.
That's not.
Pacific Coast Fund.
No, because we're gonna get fired. Stop, Joel. Stop yourself.
And then the other guy was who was it?
Well, Peter Schiff got really angry at us once.
Mojo Mike got mad at us.
Mojo's good though. He's good.
He's a good guy. I don't know what happened.
We make people mad sometimes. We screw up and we make mistakes.
All right,
can
I bring up one more stock before we go to our guest here?
I was a little hard on Bill the other day. I thought you were going to step in. I was a little hard on
Hartz? Oh, yeah. Bill can take it.
I was a little hard on him.
Bill Hartz is awesome. We are the biggest Bill Hartz fans.
Can we just talk ROKU for a second? They had earnings after the close yesterday. Give you some numbers here on that report. It was a beat and good earnings and good guidance, basically. I don't know how comparable their numbers are because the EPS they came in with was 49 cents per share versus an estimate of a 5-cent loss. So there was either some adjustment there or it was just a crazy beat. Sales above estimates as well. Sales guidance also above estimates. Profit above estimates. Active accounts above estimates.
Holy.
It was a good report. But here's what they said. They said the second half of last year
I saw that.
Was so good that we're going to have a really hard time living up to those expectations this year. So they tempered expectations for the second half of 2021 because the back half of 2020 was so good for them.
Those comments in normal markets would tank the stock.
Yep.
Absolutely tank the stock. Like stock down $50. We're not in normal markets. ROKU is still holding trend. And everybody forgave them for those comments. I don't know when those comments start mattering. They matter on certain stocks when you've broken trend, but this is such a technical market. Joel, you must be loving this market as a pure technical trader. But, I mean, if the stock's holding trend, they find a reason. When the stock's broken trend, that's when you got to be concerned. Like a Fastly, FSLY, that broke trend just, a week ago before the earnings report, it broke trend. They hammered that stock. 120 to 80 in 4 days. And we've seen this with Fastly before.
Oh, they always close it fast.
This throws right back into my AYX. Same thing. AYX always misses. I've learned this the hard way. And then for whatever reason, they find a reason to rally it back, and that's just another selling opportunity. So great day trading stocks, AYX and Fastly. Now, I guess you buy them way on the dips, but eventually you wait till they start going trending up because these dips seem to get bigger. And then they start trending up, and then they get a lot of the loss back, and then you make sure you sell them before the next quarter because they find a way to disappoint.
This is a tough chart because someone came in
Roku.
2 days ago ahead of the report, and they just said, I want it out. I don't even think there was any news on it. It had the big earnings run. They were just a indiscriminate seller. They knocked the thing down to 436, and it bounced back, and now it's trading up. I'd keep it real close. If this doesn't take out the pre-market or was the after-hours high of 471.97, get up there and take that out. I just kind of feel like this is going to roll over. This has had such a big run. There is kind of bad news on it. What do you need to fill the gap? You haven't even filled the gap from that day, 466.28. So I'd keep an eye on that, 466.28, 471. But if this thing opens up and rallies into that area and comes back down through the open, I don't know, just had such a big run. You had that seller 2 days ago. Maybe they got rid of half of their position, and they're looking to get rid of the others. So hands off on the long side, and then we'll see what happens with the if it can rally up anywhere near that pre-market.
All right, let's bring on Markus Heitkoetter, is the founder of Rockwell Trading. Going to bring him on now. He's still in Florida. Markus, you have already, it's only February, but you've already made the best trade you can make this year. Your trade was getting out of Texas last week.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get lucky, right? So last week we left Texas to go to Florida here for a sailing regatta with my kids, and I started last week, so this is my setup here. And yeah, then the winter storm hits Texas, and I'm stuck here in Florida. Jeez, what a bummer, right? So this is why, right now I don't have my camera because I'm not in my studio, but hey, I can share the charts, we can talk stocks, we can talk about what I'm doing
sometimes
here.
It's better to be lucky than good, and you got lucky.
I got lucky, yeah, and because of that, I also made a mistake. I want to talk about that today. I want to run through a few stocks that I'm trading right now, if that's okay with you, and then talk about a major mistake that might cost me actually $5,000. And it's like, oh, really? I should be better than this, but I'm not. Okay, so anyhow, as you know, I'm in this market. You talked about it all morning, right? I mean, this market is just going up. It's like this rubber duck that you have in your bathtub that you try to hold under, right? You can't hold it underwater for long. It jumps right back in your face. Boom. There it is. And this is what this market is doing, right? I mean, you have this quick retracements and then up, and away. So for me personally right now, what is just working well is selling premium. And I know the VIX is rather low right now, so the volatility index only hovering around 20, but there's always some stocks that are still providing very decent premium, and I'm selling them on weekly, so I'm being in a trade fairly short term. So one of the trades that I'm in right now, so I could show you, I'm in 6 trades right now, all selling puts, because the wonderful thing is when selling puts, you can actually be a little bit wrong and still make money. You see, when selling put, you need to stay above the strike price. So this means that the stock can go slightly against you. It can go up or sideways, and you'll make money. And I like to do this, and it has been working very well thus far this year. I'm up $38,000, and that's on a rather small $250,000 account. So AMD, a trade that I entered today, is expiring today. So strike price 86. This should be really good. The gold miners. I still like the gold miners.
You still do? They got me
shaking.
They got me shaking, Markus. I've been in for a long time. I still got some profit. I got the GDX. I got the GLD. I'm holding here too much. Who needs gold? Bitcoin. No one cares about gold. Talk me out of it. Talk me stay in this long position.
Bitcoin. So GDX trade, I mean, again, it's a short-term trade. It expires today. Strike price of 48. Right now, pre-market, we are trading at 47.27. So if it stays below 48, I get a sign. But you see, we just need a small pop here. So I'll see. I'll probably get out of this early this week, because you're right. In the long term, it has held really nicely here. It's kind of my hedge. I mean, Triple D, you said it earlier, right? I mean, you want to be a little bit hedged, because if overall the market has a retracement, the gold miners will probably pop. But yeah, you're right. I mean, right now it's Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, you have to look at Riot, right, which is up, up and away. So Riot, I mean, just a phenomenal run up. Actually, there's so much premium in there. If this comes back a little bit more, I'm really super interested in selling some premium here. Then, of course, you have Mara. I mean, these are all kind of mirroring Bitcoin. So if you want to trade a stock instead of going the wallet route and really trading Bitcoin, I mean, Riot and Mara are two possibilities here. And this is where I also like to sell premium on there. But hey, so I want to talk about, so GDXJ, LL, I'm in this trade doing really well. All of these will expire worthless today, so I keep the whole premium. There's just one trade where I'm kind of kicking myself. I want to talk about this. It's an Apple trade. So Apple, I sold the 133 strike, and this was on Tuesday. So I was supposed to go back home on Monday. So Tuesday, I'm bored out of my mind. And I say, geez, I'm bored. What can I do? So let's trade. Super bad idea. Super, super, super bad idea. And after all these years of trading, I should know so much better. But I'm stuck here in Florida. It's hot outside. It's 86 degrees.
Oh, Mark.
All right. I know I'm rubbing it in. Okay, couldn't resist. Okay, so I'm looking at Apple. I'm looking at the Apple chart, and I mean, Apple is just one of these stocks, like the overall market, is just going up, up, up. Looking at some short-term support, and right here, let me just mark this. Right here, I believe, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, right here where you see the green line. I thought, you know what, this chart just looks beautiful. Apple is just going sideways. Let's collect some premium here. And I mean, what the heck? It'll stay above 133. Should have known better, right? Because what does a market do that goes up for 6 or 8 days in a row? At some point, it retraces. So we'll see. I mean, pre-market 130. I might get a sign here today. Let's see if Apple rallies at 133. But you see, part of my strategy that I'm trading, I'm not concerned to be assigned at all. In fact, if I look at my profits from this year, the biggest profits are coming from the stocks that I got assigned. So I was assigned GDXJ, $12,000 in profit. I was assigned Win, $8,000 in profit. Don't think I was assigned in Uber. Apple, I was assigned there, $2,500 in profit. So I don't mind getting assigned here. But I must honestly say, trading because you're bored is a super bad idea. Super, super bad.
So you're going to be 133. You're going to be assigned at 133.
Yeah.
Or what was the premium? What did you sell them for?
You see, let's see. So I sold this for 70 cents, and I sold 8 contracts. So it was like $560 in premium.
Okay, so 132.30 then. Anytime it gets back above 132.30, right?
Right. That's actually my cost basis. You're absolutely right. So
I mean, this could easily trade to 135.
No, here's the beautiful thing, right? I mean, if I'm getting assigned just right now with Apple, look at the premiums for next week. So if we look at February 26th, and again, today I cannot sell it, but look at this. I can sell the 133 call, and it's trading. Yesterday, it was trading the last price here at 94. This morning, the theoretical price is $1.21. So I can do this on Monday right away, lower my cost basis by another $1.20. So now the cost basis is lowered by $1.90, meaning that if it goes above, 131.10, shouldn't do math in my head, but you get the idea. So there's so much premium in Apple, right? I mean, I can easily sell this, even the 134. So if Apple jumps above, that's fine. That's what I love about this wheel strategy, the way how I'm trading it. For me, it's super consistent, and it's very, very systematic. I mean, I really, I love listening to you, because you're so smart. You know what's going on. You're looking at the fundamentals. Who is buying what, right? I mean, what are the markets doing? For me, I need to use a more simpler system, because I easily can get overwhelmed by all this analysis paralysis. So this is where I can talk myself out of trade. So this is why, for me, simple strategies work best. And this is probably one of the most boring trading strategies there is. But it's super consistent for me.
Again, this works very well in a sideways. It works awesome. Best strategy in a sideways market. It works well in an up market, especially if you're writing puts because stock's going up. If the stock market takes a 20% correction, like back in September, a 10% correction in 4 days, if the stocks come back, eventually it works out. But that's just, the risk. The risk here is when you're getting out there where you have a significant fall in a short period of time. And then all of a sudden you're looking. That's your risk. There's always risk in everything, Marcus. And that's the risk in the strategy.
I 100 million percent agree. In fact, there's another stupid trade that I did here, TQQQ. I actually sold a put right here. This was before the split. So the put that I sold was probably right here. And if you look at this dip here, I mean, TQQQ took a 39% dip. So I already traded this strategy on this stock through a 40% dip. So yeah, and you're absolutely right. At some point, what I did here, what I think you need to do is I sold another put with the intention of getting a sign, because this way you're cutting your cost basis in half. And you see, then the stock doesn't have to recover that badly all the way up there. Then you just need a rather small dip. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a super dangerous strategy if you're not knowing what you're doing and the market crashes. But I've been trading this through a 40% dip. I've been trading this through a 50% dip, and it has been working for me. But yeah, you are right. Right now in this market, perfect.
Oh, right? A lovely environment for selling premium. It's been a fantastic environment for selling premium, especially if you're picking the right stocks like Apple, Amazon. Like I was talking about my buddy, Bruce there, that's been doing the Amazon, and man, he's just collecting premium. He's been doing the straddle, right, in the puts and the calls. And I mean, wow, you just he's collecting like $150 a week, which is,
it is.
And Amazon doesn't go anywhere, and he's making $150 a week. Or 100, some of the weeks are a little lower than that, but maybe
Amazon's looking a little better here. It's looking a little perkier.
Yeah, well, why do you think that? Because some of the Momo names rolled over.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, there's a negative correlation right now between Amazon. It's not pronounced, but you can see Amazon had a better day yesterday because they had some of the little Momo names rolling over, and they view Amazon as a safety trade right now. So
right. So the only thing to consider is that for Amazon, you need a lot of buying power. I mean, what your buddy does is great. It's probably on a rather large account, because if you're getting assigned,
it's right? I mean, $330,000.
It's $332,000.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, there's tons of premium in there, and if you can make 1% a week and you're making 50% per year, absolutely. For me personally, Amazon as well as Tesla. Tons of premium in Tesla, tons and tons of premium in Tesla. But again, this is where you need a larger account. And I like to be a little bit more diversified, because if you're trading one option on Tesla, so right now, what do we have? We have like 800, then you add the 2 zeros. So this would be, you need $80,000 in buying power. Yeah. And this is why I like to stick stocks that are below 200. That's my sweet spot. So, and again, because I'm trading here rather small, $250,000 account, but you see, I still have plenty of buying power left, even though right now I am in six positions, so I'm only using 170,000 of my buying power here.
When you going back to Texas, and is your house okay?
I sure hope so. So the plan is to really go back today. I mean, the first day we'll be driving through Florida. Florida is a freaking big state. It's like Texas. So the first day, I mean, it's 600 miles just to the border. And then I'll stay overnight there. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, with this rig, I can just pull over, right? And whenever I'm getting tired, I pull over and take a nap. Anyhow, yeah, so the idea is to be back there either tomorrow night or on Sunday. And it's getting warmer right now in Texas.
Good to hear.
All right. Well, you have to let us know how that goes. Markus Heitkoetter is the founder of Rockwell Trading. To learn more, go to rockwelltrading.com/Benzinga. Markus, as always, thanks for the time. Stay safe. Good luck with your trip back. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Dennis, I just saw a tweet here that you are not going to like.
What's going on?
Maxine Walters just told Matt Egan, CNN, she's very interested in proposals for a financial transactions tax following Thursday's GME hearing.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm certainly looking at it, she says, adding that it is being actively discussed by lawmakers.
No, of course it is, because lawmakers don't know what they're doing, and they don't understand liquidity, and they don't understand the markets, and they think a financial transaction tax of 0.1% is going to stop excessive speculation from people speculating on 400% moves. It's absolute absurdity. You know, because you're doing nothing to curb speculation. People aren't jumping in GameStop. You know, they're not going to stop jumping in a stock like GameStop for 0.1%. The thing went up 400%. It doesn't even affect those. What it affects is everything else. It affects market makers. It affects spreads. It affects liquidity. It just, you know, basically implodes the retail brokerage industry because, you know, for the most part, any day trader that's trading, you know, 5, 6, 7 times a day, 0.1% is an incredible amount of money, especially if they put it on both sides, 0.1 in and 0.1 out. So, I mean, you can say, oh, yeah, it's not much money. But if you're making 5, 10 trades a day, you're going to pay thousands of dollars. And I guess it depends on the size of your account. But, you know, in some cases, it could be into the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands if you're a huge trader in tax. So you're just not doing those strategies anymore. We all become long-term investors all of a sudden. Trading volumes will be cut in half. Again, market makers, though, will probably get an exemption. So they can come in here and say, oh, yeah, we need to punish them. But there's absolutely no way. They did this in France already. They had to put a market maker exemption in because there was no liquidity. So there's a market maker exemption in for their financial transaction tax in France. So what do? I just don't trade stocks in France. You don't trade Total and SN. I think it's SNY, which is Sanofi. Those two stocks will hit you with a financial transaction tax. If you actually have your brokerage and if I go to buy those stocks, it'll put a pop-up and say there's a financial transaction tax attached to this. Do you want to continue? At least that's what it says in IB. So you've got to know that, you know, you're going to get a tax on those. And 0.1% is significant. You know, $10,000 when we're doing the math, that's $10. $100,000 trades $100. So, I mean, these are like going right back. All this work we've done to bring free commissions to, you know, for the last, you know, 20 years working towards free commissions and trading for free. We undo all that. And we go right back to full-size commissions, even bigger. You know, like a $10 trade on a $10,000, you know, that's significant, $10 in and $10 out. So it's just an awful idea. I would hope that our regulators would understand this, and I think, you know, at you know, the regulation aspect, a lot of them do. But you get, you know, these, you know, House reps, they don't understand this stuff. So hopefully they don't start putting in laws that, you know, and there was a few people yesterday in yesterday's hearing on GME that were saying, let's not rush to regulate here. We need to understand stuff. So let's understand market mechanics, understand liquidity, understand that a financial transaction tax would be passed through to the little guy in the form of wider spreads. So you like your 1 cent spread on SPY? If there was no market maker exemption, your SPY spread is now, you know, significantly wider, maybe 50 cents wide.
Are you talking to your CFA boys at all? Are they? Are you gonna get down and dirty? Maybe do some testifying?
Well, if it starts getting legs, I got to think that logic, you know, that they're going to understand that, you know, here the capital market systems for the most part are working. Can we fix certain things? Can we look at payment for order flow? Can we look at some different things? Sure. But just, you know, throwing in a financial transaction tax and burning down the whole village isn't the way to do it. I mean, think about what that would do to the retail brokerage industry. If you had to pay, you buy $10,000 worth of stock, you got to pay $10 on that, $10 in, $10 out, or $100,000 worth of stock, and you got to pay $100 in and $100 out. $200 fee on your $100,000 move every time you trade it. Your day trading's over. You're not day trading anymore. I'm not day trading. I'll be doing, you know, some long-term swing trading and long-term investing. My volume will get cut by 90%. So, you know what? I'll do some different styles of trading. And, you know, and probably do okay. Like my swing trading, I think I do pretty good. But you'll be long-term swing trading. You can't just jump in something for 50 cents. I mean, you think about 0.1% on Tesla. I mean, what is that? 0.1% on a $795 stock. What is it? You know, 80 cents in and 80 cents out? So it's $1.60 for you.
And they're applying this to futures too, right?
It was going to go on everything. Well, yeah, but it's all early, right? DeFazio has proposed this a decade ago. This has never got traction. But something like GameStop happens, and regulators say, ooh. And you have Andrew Ross Sorkin saying, ooh, this is a good idea. Well, no, Andrew Ross Sorkin doesn't understand market structure. This is a terrible idea. This reduces liquidity.
Maybe we'll get him on the show.
We're bringing Bill Hartz on next week, and he's going to talk financial transaction tax too. Bill Hartz knows the markets. He understands the implications. We're going to be on the same side on this one. I'll tell you that much.
Dennis, you don't get it like when I kind of needle you in my tweets and I say that Dennis only interrupted you once, and that's a huge compliment.
I know. I got it. I don't know if he got it.
To the people saying that like you should theoretically be making more than 0.1% on a trade, right? But think about like the commissions in the 80s, right? And how expensive it was to get in and out of every single trade.
The 80s. How about the 90s?
And the 90s too.
Go and look at your
what I mean?
notional volume that you traded last year and times it by 0.1%.
Yeah,
that's
that's
your
what
fee.
you need to do.
But again,
Right.
what you have to consider is that that's not market makers and liquidity. So when you're
Right.
getting in and out of a stock, you're going to be paying a lot more. Your spreads are going to go from here to here if you don't have a market maker exemption. They have to, because the market maker can't make you a 2-cent spread in Tesla when he's got to pay 80 cents in and 80 cents out.
And then that goes.
It's absurd.
And then
it hurts Benzinga significantly. You're going to lose so many day traders.
Well,
if that goes through.
The entire point of helping the retail investor goes out the window if you get that exemption anyway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it only hurts the retail investor. So okay,
it only hurts the retail investor in the end. It will hurt the retail investor because spreads will go. So two scenarios. One, there's no market maker exemption. We'll get to you in a second, Jason. Sorry. One, there's two scenarios. One, you get a market maker exemption and the spreads stay tight. But then they're just punishing Main Street, not Wall Street. Two, they don't give a market maker exemption, and the market makers go like this. Okay, we're $5 wide in Tesla now. Have fun. Because, we're not going to go 10 cents wide. We're $5 wide because we got $2 to break even. So here's your spread in Tesla. So go have fun. You're buying at $7.95. You're selling at $7.90. That's your spread. So you're paying $500 each. Jason left.
No, he's here.
Okay, bring him back in. We're
He's
not
here.
going to get off financial transaction tax.
No, Jason Raznick, founder and CEO of Benzinga. Smash that like button for Jason. Jason, good morning. How's Florida?
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good until Joel just pissed me
doing-
off on that tweet.
Doing good until 5 minutes ago.
I don't mean, so, and I told you guys a week and a half ago or 3 weeks ago that I was trimming Tesla, and I've been in a trimming mode. When I've been trimming, it's been wrong. It's been wrong. Every time I've sold stuff, it usually bounces up. But I have the memories of 2000. I have the memories of me buying Research in Motion. Not Research in Motion. Rare Medium. I bought it at $48, 100 shares when I was like 22 years old. And then it went to 78 and I bought another 100 shares. So then I owned 200 shares at $78 and it slowly went down to zero. And my memories, like those, don't go away. And so even though I trim and it could be a better time to buy, I like to be, safe versus sorry. And so I've been trimming some of my positions. You guys know I use margin. I've cut my margin by more than 50%, maybe by 70% actually. And I could be sorry, but I'm going to find new opportunities to buy. I mean, I gave you a stock that I bought a couple weeks ago, BTN at 249. It went up to 306, and now I think it's down around 289. I'm hanging on to that one. I think I sold them at 306, but I'm still hanging on to it. I still have my Upwork. My GAN, when it hit 30, I think I had at that time, maybe let's say I had 1,500 shares. I think I've sold like 500 of the shares, so I still have say 1,000 if we're just using rough estimates. So I've trimmed some of the big gainers and just to have more room to buy when I think the time is right. That's
780. We talked about that in Tesla last week, and it came down to that area, and that's been the bottom of the trading range. And I put something out on Twitter about it, like 780 in the hold, and the whole Twitter sphere confirmed and told me that 780 is going to hold and it's going to go back up. Everyone on Twitter told me that. No one thought it was going below 780. It went to 776 the other day, I believe, or and well, it went a little bit lower than that. It went 762, but it's right back above 780. So back in that trading range.
I can get the chat mad by making an announcement right now. I do not own CLOV, nor do I plan to buy it in the next 2 weeks. I'm about to get a lot of dislikes.
Everybody likes CLOV.
Oh, they love it.
Why don't you own CLOV? Did you have this one before? Did you have this?
Yeah, I did. It just wasn't moving.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving, so I said it's time for me to move on to another opportunity. And by the way, guys, me saying I'm trimming Tesla does not mean I'm not bullish on Tesla. I mean, if you guys think about it, Tesla, people don't want to think about this, but Tesla changes the world. I mean, they really do. You guys, I was just watching Drazen Petrovic's story about how he died in a car accident. If there was a Tesla,
for the Trailblazers, right?
Take the Trailblazers, but where he got really good was the Nets. That's where they started him. The Trailblazers, where he started, they put him as a 3-point guy, and so he played for the Nets, and he challenged Jordan. He was really, really good. He died at 28 in a car accident in Germany. And I was just thinking, yes, I own CCIV. I own warrants in CCIV, and I own the stock of CCIV. And I was just thinking, Joel, if Tesla was around, he wouldn't be there. Before I got a Tesla, guys, I got in 3 small car accidents. Like in a year or a year and a half. I hit the cars in front of me. Like, it was my fault. There's no doubt it was my fault.
You're looking at your phone.
It was less the phone, more so looking at the person next to me. Okay, to see who this was in the car next to me. Yes, I'm still in bill. BILL. I did sell some, but I'm still in bill. Okay, so with Tesla, guys, I'm not saying it's hard to get in an accident, but it makes driving so much safer. Like, I think the government should come out mandatory and say, you got to have Tesla type technology in every single car. It makes it so much safer. Now, I know the other side would say, well, other cars are coming out with the same stuff. So, but then that also hurts the service revenue and the margins for the old line manufacturers. So that's what I would say. Yeah. So that's
Jason, I have a general question for you, because you've been riding, a lot of these momentum names, and you're doing something completely that I agree with. When the stock's not working for you, you sell it. You're not afraid to take a loss. And maybe, I don't know if you lost in Clover, but you're not afraid to say, okay, this one's not working, I'm going to get out of it. How do you know when to ring the register on some of these Momo names? Because, you look at like an Upwork, and you've been on this since from 14. I sold it at like 25 because I thought it was a pretty good move. We know I sell too early. How do you know when it's time to ring the register? Like, do you wait until it comes off significantly and say, okay, I've seen the top, and sell it after the fact? Or do you, how do you know when to ring the register?
Well, for me, like, Upwork's valued at $6.4 billion. I look at some of the numbers in the past, and I look at how the market's changing, how it's a gig economy versus just, you going and present, you hiring someone forever. So I think Upwork has a lot more upside in it. But that's a challenge that I always have, in terms of when to ring the register. I start to trim. And what I mean by trim is like test. So if I bought an Upwork and it was at $20 or $17 and it gets to $60 and the last 10 points go super fast, Dennis, I know we're in like this FOMO, people saying, oh, shoot, I should have been in it. Right. And then I know when the stock starts to fall, it's going to fall very fast, because people who are, weak money, what I call weak money, is people that are FOMOing and they want to get in and they chase it. They're going to get out the quickest. So I start to trim. So my Upwork hit 58. I trimmed. I sold, let's say I owned 1,000 shares of Upwork. I sold 200 shares right away when I hit 58. Okay. Now, could that have been wrong? Could it have gone to 70? Yes, Dennis. And I get pissed when that happens. Dennis, one of the ones I owned for a while was Yeti. And I bought it so low, and I sold it. I thought at a high price. Now it's double what I sold it at. So it's not a perfect science, but I try to wait for my thesis to play out. And my thesis is like what the catalyst or what the story is going to be. I wait for my catalyst to play out, and then once it plays out, like Yeti, it played out, but I didn't expect that no competitor would come in. Like, I honestly thought Patagonia or Teva, I know they're a shoe and clothing maker, but I thought they could create a competitor to Yeti. I really thought they'd come out with these things. I'm interviewing the CEO of Teva in a couple of weeks, and I want to know why they didn't never try to come out with like a competitor to Yeti. I'm sure the technology is kind of commoditized. So that's what I thought. My logic was wrong. I should have held on to it. So it's not a perfect science. And then James Santiago, what was I going to say? You said like a lot of people can't afford a Tesla. I hear you. The Model 3, you can get a entry-level Model 3 for $250 a month. So I guess if you're looking for $100 a month in a car payment, yeah, but you can get an entry-level Model 3 for $250 a month or lower, actually. I just saw one for $21,000 online. And you get no gas with that, no gas charges. So I actually think everyone, almost not everyone, but people that can afford a car, they can afford a Camry, they can afford a Tesla. So, James, I respectfully disagree with you in a big way.
Jason, let's move on from the stocks and get to the real important information here, okay? How'd the game go last weekend?
Oh my god! I just got the video. So I had a video guy video the game. So you guys, what Spencer Israel's asking about is, by the way, you got 2,500 people here and only 395 likes.
Yes, not acceptable, people. Smash that like button. Come on, I mean, it every day.
Why are you being so rude to Dennis, Joel, and Spencer, and myself, for that matter? I mean, seriously, like, that's just not cool. All right, but I'll tell you, update in the game. Joel Elconin did make an appearance. I think enjoyed it, but let me tell you about this game. So Matt's team hasn't lost in 4 years or 10 seasons because they play. You know, this is my first season. We were up 24-13 with 6 minutes to go, and then Armani gets an interception. So it's 30-13. All of a sudden, there's a flag. They called a flag on my son for blitzing too early.
Oh, no, on Josh?
Yes, and I have the video of this now. I have the video. The video was taken, but the video was corrupted. All week we've been working to recover the video. The video has been recovered. I watched it last night, and I swore in front of my in-laws and kids. I was so mad. Sorry, Joel, but I was so mad because my son didn't blitz too early, and then they called a penalty for us to end the game. The guy said they called it. We said he tackled the guy. There's no tackle. Like, I'm going to send it to the commissioner, not to say, hey, I proved you wrong. I'm saying, hey, mistakes happen, no big deal, but here are the video. Maybe you could show it to your guy so he gets better for next game. That's what I'm going to send. But we lost. We lost in the
It was a heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker. I'll tell you. I just couple things. First of all, we see Jason. We see him all razzed up and everything. He was so composed. And he was, and I know coaching young kids in sports and everything, it could be difficult. He did the right thing. Every kid on the team got his attention. They got him. If a kid did something that wasn't great, he patted him down the back and said, "Get in there." And it was just, it was good to see. Every kid on the team felt like he participated. And the other thing I noticed, Jason, was the kids were they were doing a lot of showboating. After they scored and everything. But what I also saw was after every play, the kids on the other team, they did a fist bump. Hey, you did a good play. There was great sportsmanship and there was great, just great interaction on the kids. And do you get a rematch? Is that official? Do you get a rematch or not?
It's not official yet, but I would say 85% chance.
All right, I want to go.
We have a game. We have a game this Sunday. I'm flying back from Florida for it. Obviously, or else I would stay in Florida. But I'm flying back for the game tomorrow.
What time's the game on Sunday?
It's usually 10:30, 11. The game we're playing Sunday, not to be cocky, but it seems like that's a game we'll win. Just because it's not the team. Then the championship would be back against Ishbia, would be the following Sunday. Now, I know people are hitting me up on UWMC stock. I don't own it. I am playing him. And playing him in 2 weeks, hopefully. And we're going to take it to another level because, the game I thought we won.
You're up big. I know. It was a heartbreaker.
If you look at the ref, you can't blame stuff on the ref, Dennis. I know that's what you're about to say. But, Dennis, we had 5 penalties called against us, and our team did not have those. They just didn't. I don't know. I questioned if one of the guys on the team, one of the refs, worked for UMC. I'm not kidding. And you know what the crazy thing is, Dennis? I watched the replay. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't make it through the whole thing. I just couldn't. The guy who called the ridiculous penalties is the same guy. So I am, I am a little suspicious, but that's what it is. And I'm just joking a little bit, guys. I'm just joking. But I don't know what game he was watching. I'll be honest.
Well, let me know the time on Sunday.
All right.
Lisa's going to Florida, so I'm bored.
Tiger Brokers, I'm still in, but I sold some of it.
Good play.
I'm not saying I'm hating on them, but I sold
5 to 35 in a month.
Yeah,
these are gifts.
Play.
Holy.
Yeah, so
that's
Dennis,
an incredible move.
I sold Dennis. I bought other Chinese brokers too, though. I brought JF. Let me find it. Hold on. I think it's Chinese broker. JFU. JFU.
Yeah.
JFU. I don't know that one.
That's moving right now.
Yeah, 9F. That's right.
I own that. Thank you, Noah Powell, for the $5. Thank you. Tip for your dealers. Okay. KMPH, I've been selling off slowly. KMPH is a biotech. And then one that I'm having. Wait, do you guys know Lion Group, LGHL?
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I own it for some reason.
That's well, you own it because it's breaking out. You like those Momo names, and you know what? Those are working. That's kind of chart that works, though. You get the thing, it's sleepy there at 5, and all of a sudden, boom, breaks out yesterday.
Here, Dennis, my best Momo name that I own right now, the best one, okay? And I'm not telling you guys to buy this at all. This is not a fundamentals. This is a Momo name. AMYZF. AMYZF.
Too many symbols.
American.
ZF. Too many letters. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
What is it? American. How do you even pronounce that?
What?
How do you even pronounce that name? American manganese? What?
Yeah, it's a battery recycler. It's up like 40%.
20 cents to 220.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
This has been the year of the small cap. 2021 has been the year of the small cap. If you're buying stocks at $1, they're all $2 and $3 now. I mean, it's been the year of the small cap.
You can't even call them penny stocks anymore.
No, I know. There's no such thing. There's no penny stocks left.
I mean, Dennis, don't get me wrong. I still own like my Teslas, Apples, Google, whatever. I don't mess with those stocks. They just stay stuck in my portfolio. I still, I own FVRR. I still own GAN, guys. I'm not selling GAN. I still own a sizable position in GAN. I just took off some of the position. That's all I did. I'm not saying it was the right move or wrong. I'm not telling you to do that. Penn National, I didn't sell any Penn. I still own the same amount of Penn. I'm keeping that. Save, Spirit Airlines, I'm a huge believer in it. I own call options and I own the stock.
Breaking out.
And I brought Save to you guys on the show when I was down 17%. I'm an equal opportunist. I tell you about my losers and my winners. I was down 17% in Save, and now we are up 35.28% on the stock and 21.14% on the options. Another one I still own is SGMS, Scientific Games. It's a competitor to GAN, so I figured why not join them. So I bought SGMS. I bought the April 16th $50 calls. They're up 2.49%, so basically flat. I think those by April will be up a decent amount, so I'm staying in them. Again, that's SGMS, April 16th, 21 $50 calls. Those are the stuff I kind of own.
Real fast on the American Manganese, AMYZF, Dennis. That's a Canadian company. They're based in British Columbia.
Can you go visit it, Dennis?
What's that?
Dennis, can you go visit for it?
I'll go check them out. I'll do some due diligence on it for you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Just make sure that they're battery recycling and everything's going.
Make sure it's legit.
Yeah.
They have operations. It's not like you go there and there's a little sign on the door and the address.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure everything is fine. All right.
And they want. Can we look at one last chart from Mr. Vegas? He's been so nice. He wants to pay for our trip to Vegas. Unity. I own a little bit of Unity. Yeah. I'd like to hear the chart from the chart technician.
We did it earlier on the show. It's broken trend. Problem is Unity broke trend. So I don't like that it's broken trend now. But again, I mean, you do have some major support at $100. It's a long ways down though.
Yeah,
so I don't like the trend broken.
Dennis, that seller never went away, huh?
In Unity? Oh yeah, there was a seller there this morning. No, was that in the Unity? I don't remember now.
It was 77,000 at 121.45.
121.45, and it's come back in. There was some big fish selling there.
Spencer, you really effed me up this morning, man.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
After the football game, now I got like my heart starts like beating another beat. I'm still a little bit upset about it, even though it's just 9-year-old.
He's distraught here.
I thought it'd be some good content. I guess.
No, it was.
Got to get the ball to Josh more.
Yeah, he got it twice. We should have got it to him more. That's true.
Right.
Option expiration. I do have to go here. You guys stay on. Jason, you can stay on. I got a hot because of option expiration. I will say a lot of sell imbalances here right now. Again, option expiration. They might all flip to buy, but just keep that in mind there. A lot of stocks. Bank of America, 1.3 million to sell. ExxonMobil, 200,000 to sell. GE, 227,000 to sell. Did I do Bank of America, 1.3 million?
Yeah.
Abbott Labs, 85,000 to sell. Wells Fargo, 200,000 to sell. AT&T, 233,000 to sell. Again, option expiration. One institution could come in and they could all flip to buy. So it could change. But right now, if the market was to open right now, it would actually open lower. So we're leaking a little bit on the S&Ps because people are starting to get like, they've been selling balances all morning. They're like, are they going to flip? Are they going to flip? Everybody's waiting here. On a normal day, the market would be down because of this, but because we know that imbalances on option expiration tend to flip around a lot, nobody's putting a lot of weight into it yet. But as we get closer to 9:30, they're going to start to give that more weight. So just be careful right now on some of these stocks.
Can we do a couple from the chat, Joel?
Sure.
Someone gave us a tip for XONE. This is a 3D play. It's been on when parabolic, and then it's sort of turned over here.
Are you still short it, Spencer?
I don't really short.
He's short Tesla. I don't short.
I don't short. If I wanted to bet against a stock, I would buy puts or I would sell calls. I wouldn't short it outright.
Is there any news?
This morning, no. It's just rolling over.
No, not this morning. It got a little bid.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked at this morning.
Yeah.
So no,
So first, I don't know where you're in from, or because there is overhead supply, so you do have some competition. First things first is you want to take out that pre-market high of 43.50. That's big. You back the buck and a half off that, so you might not get there. That's my first bogey. And then looking at the daily charts, 43.88 is right there. So there's your first area. And then it really opens up to 48. And I don't know if you're going to see 48 today with all the overhead supply. But if you want something to look, let's just hope that low from yesterday is the low for the move here. Let's just hope. We don't know. But if you look at this and you say, I got some work to do, man, I think a lot of people would like to see 52.5. That would be halfway back. I don't think you're going to get back there today because you got a lot of people stuff. So let's keep it easy. Let's take out this 43.5, clear 44. You might get a look at 48.17. The longer this doesn't take out the pre-market high, I think everyone that bought it yesterday is going to be dumping it today, and it could come right back down. But if that's the low of the move, we'll see. But it had a big run, a couple bad down days, getting a little bit of a bounce.
All right. So go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead.
A couple things in the chat. Yes, Caesar's here. If you don't have your latest swag from Benzinga, we want to keep the swag store open. If you're here, please go click on the swag store, swag.benzinga.com, and buy your latest gear. If you don't do it, we're going to be sad and have to call the police, and we'll be really sad.
We got so much cool stuff there.
There really is, Spencer. I don't know.
Bring up my screen here.
Run, don't walk.
People.
Get there, seriously. And I'm waiting for my swag. I do not know why Caesar won't give me swag. It's really weird. Okay, and then I have the craziest story for all you guys. AACQ. I had the CEO on, right? Yeah, I had the CEO. Wait, let me make sure. Is it the right stock? No, that's not it. I'm sorry. The symbol is AXON.
Oh, this was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I had the CEO on of AXON. They own Taser. Taser was a target of a big short sellers back in the day. And the CEO revealed to me that 15 years ago, he had a mole in his office. His assistant was a mole for a short seller. This is his, assertion. Like, this is his thing. She was a mole for a short seller, and it sounds believable. And if you haven't seen it, Google AXON.
I'm putting the link in the chat right now for everyone.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And I know James Santiago's short AXON, so sorry, man, but yeah.
There we go.
Okay. And
here's the link to the interview.
And then someone said about Numis Medical. Are we having the CEO on? I don't know. You got to ask the producer of the show. Oh yeah, Bill Big D. Let me brag a little bit, Joel. Twilio. Boom, 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 boom.
What the frick was that?
Why, did I say something bad about Twilio?
What was that, Jace? I don't even know what that was. Yeah, well, you know what Twilio just did this morning though? They had some news. They priced an offering. That's why it's down. They announced the common stock offering, $1 billion. Oh, they didn't price it. They just announced it.
Do you know who got this going? I mean, when it was already at an all-time high. I think it was
Raznick.
Do you work for JP Morgan? They came out and there was right around 400. That's why I did it as my stock of the day, and it popped up like 410. And then simple 3 closes the 400 area, double bottom at 395.70, and boom, it never touched that. But good looking chart.
I did that dance, Spencer, because when I watch on like YouTube, people do like weird videos and make fun of themselves. They get a lot of likes. So I did that dance for you guys. So if you guys like my little Twilio dance, that was for you guys, not for me. Okay. But now I want to say something. Here's a public service announcement, a PSA. HubSpot bought the Hustle for like $20-30 million. Is it a coincidence that Twilio just raised $1 billion and Benzinga's here? We're independent. Is Twilio making a bid for Benzinga?
Whoa.
Am I friends with the CEO? I don't know. Is it a coincidence? Have I talked to the sweet CEO? I don't know. I'm just kind of joking, guys, but
there's no way to trade that though. There's no way to trade that.
Wow, they invest in the Benzinga ETF.
Which we don't have yet.
Okay, well, they could invest in the thing. Okay, guys, in honor of my little dance this morning, I think everyone listening in the show should get up and dance. They should just get up and like do a little spin a move. It'll give you the right energy to make it a profitable day today. You want to, if you had an unprofitable day yesterday, you want to change the energy. So that's what I try to do. I try to change energy and look for other opportunities. And there you go. So is today a green day or a red day? That's what I need to know, Joel.
As we speak right now,
yes,
it's green.
All right. It's green.
And even if it was red, I would say it'll be green by 4 o'clock. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it.
And Joel, this is the first time in your life that you like green since you really like blue.
It's funny.
And, did you stay up for the whole game last night? I dozed off against Rutgers.
I didn't even know there was a game, Joel.
I should have told you. Yeah. That 9 o'clock start, I was like, oof. They had a 13-point lead. I was watching it in bed, and then next thing I know, the TV's off, and I had to look on my phone. They won by 7.
Spencer, how's the office?
In terms of like people here?
No, just in general.
Its office is fine. Shout if you're here. We got like 8 people here right now. So yeah.
How can they hear you?
They're around. That they can hear. They can hear. I don't know.
Your microphone sounds pretty good, Spencer.
Thanks. I want to cover some.
You said
Whoa.
We lost you a little bit there,
Razzie. We just lost Razzie froze. I want to cover some more earnings before we get technical at 9:30 with Neil. Whoa, Jason's actually frozen. All right, I'm gonna bring him off while he gets unfrozen there.
I think I'm gonna hop off too, Spencer. I'm gonna let you take it away. Okay.
There was just more earnings that we didn't get to, and I want to cover them quickly here before we get technical.
How many you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6. You want to do a couple with me? You want just do a couple with me?
I'll do 3.
Do a couple.
Your top 3.
Applied Materials, AMAT, out last night. It was a great quarter. Revenues up 24% year over year to $5.16 billion. That is above the estimate of $4.98 billion. They also beat the EPS estimate as well. Q2 revenue guidance came in above estimates. So again, chips bullish, strong demand. Not enough supply, quite frankly, and AMAT is up this morning. At least it was up last I checked.
Boom. This chart's easy. Look at that, all-time high. You're trading at an all-time high right now, 120.25. This high right here was up, not quite yet. Let's break out above 121.13, folks, and it's green skies ahead, and it looks like it's bid here. So keep an eye on that, 121.13. Man, I bought some chip stocks the other day, and my buddy mentioned this one. Yeah, my buddy mentioned this one, and I didn't buy that one.
All right,
but
I don't know what happened. What happened?
Oh, you froze. I didn't know if you're coming back.
I thought Joel froze. I asked him why is Lisa out of town. He didn't answer me. I thought he got mad.
No, she's going to Florida to visit grandma.
Okay,
I'm here to watch the dog and go to Josh's football game.
And Spencer, I feel
do
like
my taxes.
Spencer, I feel like you just called someone over and then I was gone.
Oh, now you're gone.
No,
he's back. Okay, I'm just saying this thing's breaking out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
I'd be careful. No reason to short this. Actually, after hours, when was this? This got this was going back a little day. Oh no, that was during the day session. 121.13. Keep an eye on that.
All
Quick,
right.
Let's go these. Let's
go. CASA System, CASA, great report. Q4 revenue beat EPS 27 cents versus an 11-cent estimate. I'll just read a quote here. We had one of our strongest quarters with record wireless revenue and a healthy backlog to support our top line growth. It is up big this morning. CASA.
Yeah, well, if you wanted to sell that at $13.50, I think you missed your opportunity today. That's where it sprinted to in the after hours session. Did take a little look at 13. Just seems like someone's selling out here as of right now. I don't know if buyers are going to come in off the open. I mean, longer term, a nice rounding bottom here. So the chart looks good. If you want to buy top of yesterday's range is way down at 888. So I don't know. I just out of pop. You'd have to look for an intermediate area ahead of that high.
And then last one for you, Joe. I want to give a tip of the hat to Luke Jacoby. Planet Fitness, PLNT, he's been bearish. They had earnings yesterday, and they were not good. 17 cents EPS versus a 22-cent estimate. Sales also missed, 133 million versus 137 million. And Luke was listening to the conference call, and he said the earnings call dropped out. Never a good thing when that
I just can't. I mean, this stock back at near all-time highs to me is just, I don't know what to say.
What's it
trading down?
Trading down.
It is, but I mean, I'm just talking about relative to where it was in January.
$3, 2.5%.
Yeah, I saw them about puts on it. Hearing our interview on the show. Yeah, still. Yeah, I'm still long TRSSF. Come on.
Okay. Boy, this is a spotty looking chart. Let's see. For Planet Fitness, you haven't taken out yesterday's low. So there you go. If you're hanging on here, it had a decent day yesterday. I mean, if it takes out yesterday's low, you got some more room on the downside. On the upside, if you get a rally on a day like this, as the stock made a new high, some people would be like, oh, man, if I could see that close at 79.77, I'd be happy to get out scratch. So those are my levels for that. I'm going to let Raz and Spencer take it from here. And Raz, text me what time that game is on Sunday, okay?
Peace.
All right. See you, Joel. Jason,
have a good one.
I don't know if you're hanging or if you're chilling or what, but
I got to say two things.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. A. Reagan said Planet Fitness is a Motley Fool Best Buy right now. So obviously that's a short. If you're going to Motley Fool Best Buys, you just take the opposite view and you make money. That's just how it is. You know, when the crowd's in it, do the opposite. Let it play for a few days. But if you're subscribed to Motley Fool, you're already behind. That's my opinion.
Okay.
You know, that's just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. And then why are people texting me when I'm on my show live? You guys, I'm on the show live. You're listening. I know you're listening. Yes, I'm in BTN. What's up? Thank you, Kevin Costello. So we got a great day to plan, but I got to ask two questions before I go. Press 1 if you like this all-day programming, or 2 if you want us to go back to how we had it. And it's okay either way, because, you know, I've been out of town for a couple of days. I noticed when I was on the show a couple of days ago, we had our record viewers, but then yesterday I was on the show and we were down to 12,000. I don't know if it was me or
no. Yesterday was what happened was we restreamed the hearing, so we cannibalized ourselves there. We got more viewers on the congressional hearing, the GameStop hearing, than we did on our mainstream. But that was our decision to restream that. So that's why there was. Yeah, that's why there was lower viewers yesterday. A third option that we may also do is, rather than just do one video, we stream all day, but we do it with different streams. That's also an option.
There's a fourth option, because
there's 4 options.
Because Spencer, the option that I'm talking about is have each new show scheduled out, and then at the end of the show that you're in right now, it would say, click here to go to our next show.
That's basically what I was just saying.
Well, then you said it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, no, have each show with its own stream, and then you switch over. But we're still going live all day, but not in one 8-hour video.
You guys like that option? That is option 4.
Cut it into segments.
No. Brandon, everything is cut in segments. If you go to YouTube, don't click videos. After every show, 20 minutes later, every show is cut in segments.
Right.
We have 10 editors on the team. We have the best editors in the world. So option 4 is where you don't have this all-day stream. You just, like Spencer said, at the end of the show, like the 10 minutes ago, we put in the link to the next stream. We put it in like 10 different times. That's an option we haven't pursued. It may be something that I see we have 1,001s here, but option 4 is maybe something we would try out. But we're going to resist it for maybe a few more days. But option 4 could be a good idea. We'll probably try it for a couple times, but we just can't do it yet.
Yeah, and it would make our shows easier to find, I think. But yeah, it's something that we're experimenting. We're seeing what works, what doesn't work.
What makes our shows kind of hard to find is I think we have too many clips from each show too right now.
Potentially. All right, I just want to say before
number 4, you get more. Yes, the guy just made a point that we get more likes.
Yes.
More things because we have each show. That's true, because then you can re-like it twice. See, the problem is David Hernandez can only like us once, and David Hernandez loves Spencer. He loves Spencer.
That's it. Okay, I just want to thank our guests today, Jason and Markus Heitkoetter, and remind everyone that PreMarket Prep. What's up?
Don't we stream on Twitch?
We are on 5 platforms right now. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Twitch. And we're even on LinkedIn. I know. It's insane. You're like, who streams on LinkedIn? We stream on LinkedIn. So yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. That's where we are streaming right now all day, every day. So go watch us on Twitch if you like.
Haley Coons. If you go to, God, I don't know why people don't do this. Go to YouTube. I promise you, each video is up there 20 minutes after each show. You just have to go on the main page. Don't click on videos. Click on the main page. Each video is there. This is a PSA. Go to youtube.com/Benzinga. On that page is literally every show clipped. I promise you guys. You can see the whole history of every show. We worked really hard on this, okay? So I don't know. I love that you guys are giving us feedback though. And stream on Reddit. Okay, we'll get on OnlyFans too.
I don't know about that. Reddit, I'm with you. I don't know about the second one, but we'll see. You know, we can talk about that.
All right, and then Spencer wants to kick me off, but I just want to say we love you guys. Likes and subscribes. We have Neil here. Neil's new at this stuff, so give Neil a chance. You know, he has a weird haircut, and it's just like his thing, but he does know his technicals. He's been learning. He's you know, he's just
Neil's very good.
No. Neil's new at this stuff. So Neil's learning. So Spencer is just trying to motivate Neil, say he's very good. Neil can't hear me right now because he uses headphones. I don't know why Neil's not popping in. But no, Neil's good. You guys should enjoy. Because of delay, I end up mute YouTube. What the guy said, I end up mute YouTube, but I have it up all day for chat and audio off Benzinga stream. I don't know what delay. We don't really have much delay.
There's like, you know, by the end of the day, there's like a 30-second delay, on our video, right? Maybe,
why?
Just because of the way the streaming, the way the bit rate works, the way you stream it, there's like the delay gets longer a little bit throughout the day. Maybe right now the delay's 5 or 10 seconds. By the end of the day, it'll be 30 seconds.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious. All right, 2 things. PJ Williams is back with a $5 super sticker. Haven't seen him on a while. It's been some time. He used to get like $50, $100. He doesn't like us as much, but no, we're just joking. You like us. But if Neil grows his hair out, he can go for the Vlad look. Is that what he's going for?
No, he's going for the Roaring Katie look, I think.
No, is he really actually though?
Oh, we can ask him when he gets back to his desk. He's not at his desk right now.
Where is Neil?
If I knew,
where's
going to bring up his empty chair.
Neil's missing. Look, guys, Neil is missing.
He doesn't know he's on right now. Come on,
Neil
Jason.
is missing.
That's mean.
Neil is missing.
That's mean. Neil,
you are missing. Why are you missing? Neil, come on.
Come on, Jason. All right.
Hey,
Neil, why are you missing?
I was checking the mail. That package that Mia Khalifa sent for you came in. She said it was something that would fit in your pocket. I don't know what she means. It's signed though, like you asked.
It's personalized to Jason.
Okay, Neil. The chat has brought this up, and I don't know if this is true. Are you trying to go for the Vlad look or the Roaring Kitty look with that hair?
They're the same person. Trick question. It's a trick question. They've been the same person this whole time.
That's right. They're never seen in the same room. That's exactly right.
Hey, I love that you guys are spelling Neil right in the chat. Neil's Neal, and I just spit him off. Sometimes I'll do Neil, and you guys know Neil is probably the one at Benzinga with the quickest comebacks there is. I mean, like you heard what he said. He has the Mia Khalifa gift from me. I don't have a comeback to that one.
I don't know what it is though, guys. I don't know. It's not like a.
Wait, and Neil, could you hear me?
It can fit in your pocket. It's signed.
Neil, could you hear me talking about you like a few minutes ago?
No, I was heating up my coffee.
I was talking about you for like 5 minutes. About how you're new and all this stuff. You're new here, and then Spencer like gets all sensitive. He's like, "No, Neil's good. Neil's great.
I'm trying to hype Neil up. Neil is good.
I'm not saying he's not, but
Neil is good.
Neil
knows what he's doing.
I thought it'd be funny if Neil heard it. That's all. Neil, they want to know I don't understand. Why would the box be vibrating? That's so weird. All right. Anyway, so Neil, the stock market is open in about 1 minute. So let's get ready. And
let's go, baby.
29, 28. Don't do your opening yet, Neil. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. 20.
Your clock is faster than mine. You're like 20. You're 20 seconds ahead of me.
Jason's clock is faster than a lot of people.
Are you in the future right now? You're 20 seconds ahead.
I love Neil's response. 18, 17, 16.
Oh, my goodness. 15. Wait, can I just say one last time? If you're listening via podcast, please remember all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Pre-Market Prep today is sponsored by Rockwell Trading. There's the link up on the screen, rockwelltrading.com/Benzinga to learn more. Thank you to Markus. Thank you to Jason.